back, everyone, to JK Sports Network. I'm JK, and we are here with Week 4 results of the Premier League. Some big wins, dramatic late goals, unbeaten runs extended, and a couple of shockers. With me, as always, Sofia, our tactical mind, John, the walking archive of Premier League history, and Marc, the visionary who loves making bold predictions, some of which actually come true. Let's get into the results, match by match, and hear what stood out. Panel, are you ready?
Let's see if history was honoured this week, or turned on its head.
I'm braced for surprises.
First up, Arsenal put Forest to the sword at the Emirates, 3-0. Zubimendi with a brace, Gyökeres adds one after half-time. Forest's Ange Postecoglou had a difficult debut. Sofia, what tactical features stood out?
Arsenal were excellent in controlling transitions. From set pieces especially, their first goal came from a corner that deflected in, and the second from a header. Also, Gyökeres' movement inside from the wing allowed ease to exploit spaces. Forest tried to press, but Arsenal's rhythm was too composed.
From a historical lens, this just adds to Forest's misery at the Emirates. They've lost many times here, but 3-0 is emphatic. And extending Postecoglou's winless run versus Arteta confirms what we've seen. Arteta has got his number lately.
I predicted 3-1, but 3-0 is even cleaner. Nice margin. Zubimendi's brace was a statement. Arsenal rise in confidence now. But mark this, if Odegaard's injury is serious, Forest might have found a chink in the armour.
Next, a hard-fought Bournemouth victory, 2-1 over Brighton. Scott and Semenyo on the score sheet. John, how did that line up versus expectations?
Brighton had the recent edge in the fixture, so many thought they'd continue that dominance. But Bournemouth defended well, held tight and took their chances, including a penalty from Semenyo. That shows growing resilience.
Tactically, this was about Bournemouth adapting mid-game. They lost some possession in the second half, allowed Brighton to push, but closed spaces and countered efficiently. Also, Brighton's injuries hurt them early, losing 2 first-half men.
I'm pleased. I had this one deadlocked at 1-1, but Bournemouth edged it. Bold performances from home players making the difference.
Match 3. Crystal Palace and Sunderland share a goalless draw at Selhurst Park. Not many chances. Sofia, did Sunderland frustrate or did Palace fail to deliver?
Both, to be honest. Palace applied pressure, pinned Sunderland back at times, but lacked cutting edge. Sunderland defended well. Goalkeeper Robin Roufs was excellent. Sunderland's forwards did not test Palace sufficiently, though.
History-wise, this continues Palace's unbeaten run, now 10 in a row in the Premier League. But still, their home form is weak. No home wins yet this season, despite dominating possession at times.
Frustrating for neutrals, but points matter. Sunderland keep climbing. Palace still unbeaten, but this one doesn't move them forward much.
Everton and Aston Villa also failed to find a goal. 0-0. Big chance game. Beto misses. Martinez strong. John, what does this result tell us?
Aston Villa remain the only side yet to score this season. That remains alarming for them. Everton's unbeaten stretch continues, but fans will ask, is 0 wins and 0 goals against Villa enough to feel confident?
Villa's defensive organisation was credible. Martinez pulled off big saves. Everton had more of the ball, more shots, but lacked the killer pass or shot. Beto's misses, one sitter from close range, are going to leave him frustrated.
I thought Everton would edge it. I even predicted 2-1, but sometimes a draw reflects the facts on the pitch. Still, Villa stay in trouble until they score.
Drama at Craven Cottage. Fulham get their first win thanks to a stoppage-time own goal by Gabriel Goodmanson. 1-0. Fulham finally off the mark. Sofia?
They were cautious for much of the match. Leeds had better early chances. Longstaff hitting the crossbar, Calvert-Lewin forcing saves. Fulham's substitutions changed shape, introduced more forward threat. But winning via an own goal is never pretty. Shows the fine margins.
Histories often show that clubs in form or crisis scrap through games. Fulham's home advantage paid off. Leeds still lacking in open play goals this season. That is a growing concern.
Glad for Fulham. My guts told me they'd squeak this one. Confidence booster. Leeds need to adjust fast if they want to avoid slipping further.
Newcastle finally get it. 1-0 over Wolves. Debut goal for Nick Walton. John, does this signal Newcastle turning the corner?
Perhaps. Historically, Newcastle can often be slow starters. But getting that first win is important psychologically. And against Wolves, who are yet to get a point, that result was almost expected but still necessary.
Tactically, Newcastle did a good job of controlling phases, not leaving too much space, using crosses well, Murphy's assist, and making the most of their opportunities. Wolves started well but faded, lacked depth to keep pushing.
Spot on with that score. I predicted a close one. Wolves' form remains bleak. Newcastle needed this, and Made, in a big money signing, delivers.
Tottenham absolutely stomps West Ham 3-0 in the London derby. Sarr, Bergvall, Van der Ven all scoring. John, big statement from Spurs.
A very big statement. Historically, Tottenham have struggled away from home in London derbies. To win with 3 clean goals at the London Stadium changes narratives. This could be a pivot point in their season.
It was clinical after half-time. West Ham went down to 10 men when Soucek got a straight red, and Spurs punished them immediately. The substitutions and movement from Simons, the crosses, Bergvall's header, all well worked.
Was hoping for a narrow win, but this was dominant. Spurs look confident. Marc is pleased.
Drama in West London. Chelsea and Brentford draw 2-2 thanks to a stoppage-time equaliser from Fabio Cavallo. Chelsea had the lead, Brentford hit back. Sofia, what went wrong for Chelsea to drop 2 points?
They looked good for big parts, especially after half-time. Palmer equalised, Caicedo put them ahead, but complacency, lack of concentration, deep into injury time. Brentford exploited that long throw-in, late substitution paid off. Chelsea should feel frustrated.
History shows this fixture rarely gives the home team full reward. Brentford continue that trend. Also, late comebacks like this often give the home side huge morale. Chelsea will regret leaving the pitch thinking they had it sewn up.
Cavallo's equaliser is one of those moments I live for. Drama at the death. I predicted a narrow win for Chelsea, but this draw feels earned for Brentford.
Liverpool maintain perfection. Salah with a stoppage-time penalty at Turf Moor. 0-1 win. John, let's hear it.
Liverpool have now won all their first 4 league matches. That's an extension of a potent, ruthless streak. And historically, winning at Turf Moor late feels like business as usual for top sides in this era.
Tactically, Burnley defended bravely. They were resilient, frustrated Liverpool for long stretches. But warning signs. Liverpool's substitutions, introducing attackers and pressing, paid off. Salah's penalty demands discipline. Burnley cracked.
This is the kind of late win that defines champions. I predicted they would get something dramatic, and they did. Perfect start continues.
And finally, City blow United away 3-0. Foden, then a Haaland double. John, who saw that coming?
A dominant performance. Historically, United have done poorly in away derbies lately, but 3 goals down is heavy. City reasserted themselves. Haaland's finishing, Doku's service all came together.
Tactically, City were sharper in transitions. Their pressing forced mistakes, and they exploited space behind United's full-backs, particularly with Doku. United had spells, but no cutting edge.
Saw City edging this. I didn't predict this margin, but when everything clicks, City can be terrifying. Haaland showing why he is best in front of goal right now.
All right, panel, before we wrap, what are the biggest takeaways from this week 4? History honoured, tactics shifting, and who surprises you most?
History mostly held, Arsenal dominant at home, Liverpool perfect, City bouncing back. But there were surprises, Bournemouth winning tough, and Chelsea letting points slip. Some old patterns, some cracks in expectations.
Tactics are evolving, teams are more resilient, substitutions matter more. Late goals, set plays, long throws, these marginal moments decided multiple matches. Squad depth is showing up as crucial.
My surprises: Tottenham's statement win, Cavallo's late equaliser, and that Liverpool penalty. But biggest joy is seeing predicted bold outcomes actually happen. I'm looking at City, Liverpool, and Arsenal. These clubs, when on form, look unstoppable.
So Marc, your bold predictions paid off more than usual this week.
A few got lucky, a few earned. I'll take them.
Week 4 delivered. Goals, drama, big statements, and leaves us with questions. Can Aston Villa score soon? Can Fulham build momentum? What about Forest's identity under Postecoglou? Thanks to Sofia, John and Marc for their insights. Thanks to you at home. Let us know which result you thought was biggest and whether any of our bold predictions surprised you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell. We'll be with full coverage, reactions and previews for Week 5. This is JK Sports Network. See you next time.